want to be head prefect? And why do you think you should be head prefect? I've been studying at ELC International School for the past 9 to 10 years. From year 1 onwards, I've been learning, working, and improving myself at this very school. Being here at ELC has done so much for me, and I believe that becoming head prefect could be one of the few ways I could give back to the school. I've always thrived in leadership roles and positions of responsibility. I like to look at each and every one of them as a challenge to help better myself and those I lead. For instance, during house events or as an Interact board member. Through them, I look to help improve the skills of my peers and of my own in the process, without focusing mainly on anyone's mistakes or faults, but more on their solutions. Another thing about me is that I'm determined. I make it a point to always see things through to the end, no matter how difficult it may be. And I thrive in these situations. When I have a fixed intention, I make sure to put in all of my effort to reach the final goal. My sister was a deputy head prefect a long time ago. And from beginning to end, I watched her grow as a person and as a leader. And every time I saw her in this role, it only made me want to go for this position even more. Looking at everything she did, everything she worked towards persuaded me to become an upper primary prefect, and then a secondary prefect. Now, some people ask me, why do you do it? Why did you become an interactor? Why did you become a prefect? And every time I'm asked the same question, I have the same response. I love it. I love being an interactor. I love being a prefect, because through them, I'm always learning something new, whether it be about myself or about my peers. I'm very passionate about being a prefect, and my passion has led me to try and fill this role as well as I can. Throughout my experiences as an upper primary prefect and as a secondary prefect, I've come to understand the amount of hard work, confidence, and commitment needed for this role. And I believe that I have the grit to do it, the guts, resilience, initiative, and tenacity. Before I end my speech, I would just like to quote Henry Ford, a quote that I find very important for many of us, being leaders or to any of us at all. Don't find fault, find a remedy. Meaning that we should not look to aim solely at anyone's mistakes or our own, but to look for a solution to the problem, a way to solve the issue. I can promise you that if I'm made head prefect, I'll put in my greatest effort into filling this role. So vote for me, Keshav Shekhar, as your next head prefect. Thank you.
Thank you, Keshav. Now, please welcome Victor Lim.
I think we should all take a moment to ask ourselves, who am I? Well, I know I still am looking for that answer. But I do know one thing, and that is I'm Victor Lim. Good morning, Mrs. Kalu, Ms. Sheila, Mrs. Chong, Mr. Kumar, teachers and fellow students. Today, I stand before all of you to present my speech on why you should vote me as the next head prefect of 2017. I know for a fact that I can persevere in the toughest times. I have a will to never give up, even in the toughest times. And as a violinist, the determination to always aim for the top will carry with me until the very end. The passion and dedication will drive me to work as hard as possible, even in real life situations. I wasn't born a genius, nor a prodigy, but I did find my way up. And even though I might not be one of the best, but I still got the chance to perform in Singapore in an international competition. To me, the stage is an unforgettable experience. I feel so many different emotions. I feel anxious, scared, but at the same time, what drives me to play my heart out on that stage is my passion. To me, the stage is a platform where I'm able to just show everyone how much I work for that one piece. But I mean, even though it might not be perfect, I can't believe my journey from where I began 8 years ago. Ever since I joined ELC International School in Year 6, I have had the chances to make some contributions to the school. For example, I've organized events such as Mufti Day, Spirit Day activities, and the Hairspray Song on IUD. It was fun, but difficult to lead those events. But each time that they became successes, a small part of me grew. That small part of me was my sense of responsibility. I believe that those small events that I organize will help me to lead even bigger ones. And I have an ambitious personality that will allow me to plan and create even more exciting activities. And as a helpful person, I've helped perform in charity concerts and raise funds for organizations. I'm glad that I joined the school for different reasons. First of all, I managed to meet different people and managed to become friends with them. Furthermore, I've got the opportunity to join the prefectorial board and become a prefect myself. But what makes me want to pass on, what makes me want to lead all of you as students of ELC International School is that I want to pass on my legacy. And that is to never give up. And no matter how hard the problem is, success will always be around the corner. To lead all of you as a head prefect is my goal. Looking back at how it was when I first joined the prefectorial board, I could definitely say it was a roller coaster. I've had so many failures, so many times where I felt I couldn't do anything. But at the same time, so many successes that made me who I am today. Back then, I wasn't even able to voice out my opinions or look at people in the eye whenever I talk to them. But look at me now. I'm able to talk confidently, delegate, and deliver this speech in front of all of you. Head prefect to me means that I'll be able to lead all of you in a different way. Every year, the new and inspiring candidates take on the role of becoming head prefect. Planning and creating new activities just seems so exciting for me. But what makes me want to lead all of you is that my passion and perseverance will be passed on to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. And now, last but not least, please welcome Anissa Ang.
Good morning, Mrs. Kalu, Ms. Sheila, Mr. Kumar, Mr. Rajan, teachers, and fellow students. My name is Anissa Ng, and today I'm standing here before all of you because I want to be your next head prefect. It's really as simple as that. I want to be your next head prefect. I'm not standing here because teachers have advised me to do so, because my friends have suggested I run for it, or because my parents have forced me into trying out. It may have been expected of me, but ultimately, this has been my own decision. Now, on a different note, in exactly 2 weeks' time, it will be 3 years since I first joined the school in Year 7. And actually, it will be 3 years as well since I first joined the prefectorial board. The thing is, I was a prefect in my old school, and 12-year-old me thought it would be the best idea and the greatest decision to try out to be a warden, even though I had just joined the school a few weeks earlier. And it turns out 12-year-old me was right. It's crazy to think how much I've grown as a person and developed my character, purely because of the simple decision I made, which was to try out to be a warden. I mean, in all honesty, I was never, ever the shyest or the quietest person. But joining the prefectorial board and even joining this school has brought me out of my shell and made me have so much more confidence in myself. In Year 7, Year 8, and Year 9, I used to absolutely hate coming up on the stage in the mornings trying to do my announcements duty because I was terrified. The idea of standing in front of so many people and speaking even for a few seconds was just horrifying. But look at me now, 3 years later. I'm standing here on the exact same stage, but this time I'm promoting myself to be a next head prefect. I made the choice to run for this position around a year ago, and it means I've had loads of time to understand that there will be so many responsibilities and high expectations that comes with being a head prefect, and I accept that. It might take time to adjust because embracing my new duties, continuing to do well in my studies, trying to fit in events such as MUN, and of course having a social life will be a challenge. But I know that I can persevere. I know that I will persevere. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I'm going to be as driven and as motivated as I possibly can be to be the best head prefect I can achieve. I believe that the qualities such as communicating well and connecting with others should be part of my basic foundation as a head prefect, because it's fundamental to what is a major aspect of it, which is communicating with all of you, the student body. I mean, it's not a secret that some of you may dislike how events such as Spirit Day are organized, and you all have opinions on how it can be improved. In fact, some of you have come up to me yourselves and spoken to me about it. As head prefect, I want to continue to be as open-minded to receiving constructive criticism and feasible ideas from anyone, because it's important to me. I believe that your thoughts matter, and I would actually like to listen to them. I want to make the most out of being head prefect, and this will include making the best situation for everyone as well. So, ending on that note, I'd just like to thank all of you for listening to what I have to say today. From the bottom of my heart, I assure you that these 4 minutes have been one of the proudest yet most nerve-wracking experiences of my entire life. So, thank you all again, and I really look forward to having your support and working with all of you in the future.
Thank you, Anissa. Can we just have another round